guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a Dragonbird in the Fern by Rueckert. Now this book was featured in the vegan box and this is one of the companion books, and this book was actually quite amazing. From a basically it was different than what I thought. So it goes out to a lot of different things, but to read in this book it definitely changes a lot of mind how someone as a strong character can turn into something that you didn't think could be happening. So anyway, I'll explain more in a second. So this is the front cover. The cover is beautiful. I love the Dragonbird kind of symbol. I love the colour and it's amazing. We did also get a bookmark to go with it. That it's not signed. So let's read more, shall we? When the assassin kills Princess Jirara's older sister Scalia, I can't say her name, but I do apologise. Her vengeful ghost is doomed to walk their city of glittering canals, tormenting loved ones until the murderer is brought to justice. When the entire kingdom mourns, Scalia's betrothed arrives and requests that the 17-year-old Jirara takes the sister's place as his bride to confirm the alliance between their country. Marrying the young king intended for her sister, travelling to his distant home and a distressing enough about the dyslexic and years of scholar's struggles. Jirara abandons any hope of learning any other language long ago. She terrified of her life in the foreign land where she's unable to communicate. Then Jirara discovers evidence that her sister's assassin came from the king's own country. Jesus God, I can't say his name. If she marries the king, Jirara can hunt the murderer, release her family from Scalia's ghost, who thirsts for blood mounts every day. To save her family, Jirara must find her sister's killer before he murders her too. So this was something that I was really intrigued by, because that synopsis sounds really awesome. So we have let's just put that on the floor. This is the map. We love a good map in the book, but also there's only like a couple of, as you see, a couple of things. It's not like a complete. We have the White Mother with the Lake of the Nine Sisters. We have the Standard Brother, Starkland. Well, mine's than that. Then I do have, which one came first? This one over here. It says on him, as he swallowed, I shook my head to make them stop, but the words crept into my thoughts anyway. Found dead, days from here, 6 stab wounds in her back. That's how her sister died. Sorry, her sister died? No, yep. That's how her sister died, and then there's someone saying that that's how the walkers will also try to grab you as well. Then on this bit it says, I only needed to understand the gist, and that I did. Are you certain you want to marry me? Or is it the Queen forcing you? Be truthful. I will not betray your trust. So that was like him trying to, Rafa, can't say his name. Some of these names are quite hard for me to say, so I do apologise. He's the king of the other country, and he came. So basically, it starts out with a girl called Princess Jirara, and her family is grieving over her sister Scalia, that was murdered. Who was murdered, should I say? And her mother is now trying to get Jirara to marry Rafa, or can I say, who her sister was supposed to marry, but Jirara's still being very young. And the fact that her mother is the queen, she's trying to get this all sorted so that they don't go war against each other. So, being a very young age, she's decided to, like, okay, what am I doing? I'm too young for this. I don't know what's going on. I don't know anything that's going on. There's a party going on, and Jirara leaves unattended because of what happened to her sister. So an old friend comes out to see her, but her father follows out after a little bit, and he doesn't want her to be out alone or outside by herself, because obviously her sister she was at Rafia's kingdom, and she got killed over there pretty much. So with a lot of things going on, she's going to tell her mother that she will agree to marry Rafia, and her mother is excited to so excited that she arranged it, literally everything that night, for everything to be done the next day. She said to her mother that she has to do this very quickly. It felt rushed. She doesn't know how to speak their language. She's confused what's going on and how she's got to work it all up. But in the end, to be honest, I thought that little first bit was going quite quickly, just the first part of it. But as soon as you got to the second half of the book, I was like, dang, this girl knows stuff. So So they do find out slowly that they find out the person who murdered her sister came in from the same kingdom to Raffia, and now where she's going to be the wife of the king. Many things were happened, and her mind went off so many times because, like I said earlier, she's saying that she doesn't know the language. She has to learn more stuff. She doesn't want to do that. She's trying to find her sister's killer, which now she knows that the killer is in Raffia's kingdom. She agrees because she wants to find more and investigates herself. So she finds out a lot more things. Yikes. Hang on. So leaving her family for who knows how long. Her friend she knows, who I believe liked her, but suddenly proposed to her for other friends since he got her pregnant and his family wasn't happy about what was going on. That was a little confused. I was like, wait, what's going on? So they stopped the carriage kind of thing, and they were going, let's go and congratulate them, blah, blah. And I was like, ugh. So I thought it's interesting, and I want to know what would happen with the secrets will be told to it. It started out fast paced, but then it slowed down. I feel like since now we are trying to find out who killed her sister. She's going the right direction, and she has to do whatever she can to find out. As I continued to read, Raffia didn't seem bad on their wedding night. He didn't want to touch her, as she wasn't even 18 yet. Something wasn't. He wasn't feeling correct. He wasn't feeling, more likely, he wasn't feeling like to himself. He couldn't do something like that. But I thought at first, I'm like, okay, he must be something behind it because he's acting strange. No, he really did like her sister a lot, but now he's slowly falling in love with Jar, and so many surprises coming to her. Her sister contacted her, and at first she didn't believe it, but now it's different. So when I say she contacted her, basically, her sister contacted her from the dead by leaving scratch marks. She has scratch marks on her, like ghost kind of things to her. And she was asleep one night and next to her own husband, and he saw everything that went on that night. Her contacting Jara in her sleep, where the candle lit over her. He couldn't stop it. It was right close to her face, so, the candle melting. And he couldn't get to it because there was a barrier. It was like, what's going on? And then she woke and she's like, he couldn't believe it himself, to be honest. So this is Alda wasn't teaching him the correct language, so she was very mad at him, so sad that she will give him but the thing is that she did give him a second chance, saying that she asked him to take the prisoner where the assassin is in the area, and it was said to make the translation was correct, or she would tell Raffia. So Alda, or whatever his name is, how do you say it, is the cousin to Raffia. And at first we were like, oh, this guy's quite nice, he's helping him, helping her through the language, making that she comes through all right. But it seems he was teaching her the wrong language. He wasn't doing it correctly. He was just doing it on purpose because he did have a sneaky little plan. So she gets sent. They go to the prison and see this assassin who they thought there was assassin, but wasn't assassin. So confusing. So Raffia had to go, he came in and he's like, I'm sorry, I have to go to a different country because blah blah's about to start something and it's going through. So she had to stay and make plans for events of the weeks coming along. She wasn't happy about it, but it had to happen. So while he was away, she can get to investigating more. And she found out quite a bit while he was away. Then she also finds out that that Raffia's cousin Alda, I do apologise, was supposed to be next to the throne, but something happened and she didn't get a good feeling from it. She knew that something was happening and it might be because of him. So as it goes through more, ouch, Alda, I hate him. He was an a-hole, okay? So first he didn't do the correct language, and now he's basically hurting people the more the fame. So I haven't guessed, I read it, him. So because her sister was pretty much trying to help with the other kingdom, helping them out, seeing that they can make some kind of offer land up to give them kind of so there's no war against them. A war happens and she doesn't know what to do, what happened, and against this fight between her and the killer, she basically told her sister to go after him and kill him. But when she did that as well, the killer actually threw a knife at her to her chest, which could basically kill her because it went to her heart. But she managed to save herself. She was bleeding quite heavily, and she pretty much was going to die. But somehow she managed to stop herself to bleeding, and she managed to basically pull herself up and help with a friend of the assassin, who is actually the other kingdom country who was supposed to start war, actually the heir to the throne. He got sent into prison to thinking that he was the assassin. So at the end, pretty much she became really bitch into it because the things that she was doing and what happened to it all. It came on to more of her going, you know what, I'm a watcher. A watcher could do things, and I'm gonna brace it. So she cuts her hair, and she's like, Raffia, will you accept this? So she gave him her hair and said, will you accept this? And he was like, yes. Of course he's gonna accept it. There's no way. She became out of her a state of, I can't do this, I can't do anything, this is not right, I'm too young for this, to a girl who literally changed to a badass character at the end, to able to find the killer for her sister, put her sister to ease, put her family to ease, and basically run a kingdom to help with other countries to give out what they need so they can be allies. And Raphael was quite surprised at this, even though he did try and contain himself not to touch her or anything because she was underage. But this she was like, dang, she was badass. Okay, right at the end, at first I was like, oh my god, they're going to show me a second book or something, but I don't know if there's going to be. There's going to be one. But this book again was amazing, and I did enjoy it. This is probably the longest I've ever talked for a review, to be honest. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for the next one. Peace. Bye.